Tess Ingram, a spokesperson for UNICEF, joining us this morning to discuss Gaza's humanitarian crisis. She's in Amman, Jordan this morning. Thank you so much for joining us. We know UNICEF,
Thanks, Hena.
of course, we know UNICEF is on the ground in Gaza, the organization providing resources and food to Palestinians. How is aid getting into Gaza right now?
So the majority of aid is getting into Gaza through two crossings at the south of the Gaza Strip. But unfortunately, the aid that's getting in through those crossings is just a trickle. It's far, far less than the needs on the ground. And that's because of really complex and slow screening processes at those borders, which really restrict the number of trucks that we can get in. We're averaging maybe 100 trucks on a good day at the moment. And before the escalation in hostilities, 500 trucks used to get in a day. So it's really not enough aid, and we need more aid to get into Gaza. And then we need the conditions within Gaza for us to safely distribute that across the strip to the vulnerable children and families that need it.
You mentioned the children. We know there are about 600,000 children in Rafah, more than half of them displaced right now. Do we know how many children are actually still there, Tess?
So that's our best estimate based on what we know about the displaced population. As has been well reported over the last few months, people have moved further and further south to Rafah, and we expect that the population there is now almost 1.5 million, which puts the population of children at about 600,000. I was there just over a month ago, and I can tell you, Hena, that it is really a city of children. Everywhere you walk, you see really, really young kids walking around. So it's horrible to think what might happen if the focus of the fighting moves to Rafah.
Tess, you were on the ground. Can you tell us a little bit about the conditions? You have that unique perspective.
Yeah, it's unlike anything I've ever seen. In Rafah at the moment, it's really a patchwork of plastic. There's makeshift tents and shelters everywhere, people living wherever they can find a little bit of space. It's really cold in the region at the moment, and it's been raining, so people are living 20 people in a small space and in kind of wet blankets and mattresses on the floor. Families, mums in particular, spoke to me about how hard it was to get their kids food, and there's just no clean water. So families are increasingly getting sick. I spoke to doctors that said that cases of diseases, particularly diarrhea, were on the rise. So putting all of these things together, it's a really bleak picture for the children of Gaza, and that's not even talking about the threat from the bombs and the bullets that's ongoing.
As people are sharing these stories, these parents that are devastated about their kids starving, what is the mindset there of these people? What are they telling you?
They're just exhausted, Hena. They want to go home. And that's the main thing that people kept asking me was, when will this end? And when can I go back to my house? And many of them know that there's not going to be anything there when they go back. So many people are from the north of the Gaza Strip, which has been reduced to rubble, but they still want to go back to rebuild, as the people of Gaza have done so many times. So they're exhausted, but they're enduring, and they're just asking when this is going to end.
And what's keeping them from getting the aid that they so desperately need?
So there's a number of factors. One, as I said before, is the really slow process for getting aid through these restrictions at the border. Then the other challenge is because of the desperation that now exists in the Gaza Strip, because aid has been so limited for such a long time, that people are now, the civil unrest, people are now trying to access aid from our trucks before we're able to distribute it to them, which makes our jobs a lot harder and makes it less safe for the humanitarian workers on the ground, as well, of course, the threats from the ongoing fighting. And then there's things like telecommunications, blackouts that make it difficult for us to move around, along with damage to the roads. So this is not an easy situation to try and get aid into or across the Gaza Strip, but we're doing our best, and we're there delivering everything from blankets and water to tents and things like generators to try and keep water systems going.
You mentioned safety issues when it comes to organizations and people like you are trying to help. Tell me about the danger there for people like you, responders who are just literally trying to get food to this desperate population.
UN staff are putting their lives on the line every single day, and we've lost more than 160 UN workers in the last 4 months, which is unprecedented globally and in that period of time. So it is really dangerous. And even when I was there, I saw firsthand how difficult it is for humanitarian staff to do their jobs safely.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.